Hi everyone, the Joyful Yogini here. So, sorry, my camera, my light is, it's not in the best position. I think I'm gonna have, the leg is still there. At least it's a little bit better. All right. So, we're gonna do some Yin Yoga today. And Yin Yoga, you usually only do maybe 5 or necessarily going to be entertainment value. This is whether you want to tune into your body and open yourself up. Now, the title I gave it was Yin Yoga for Grieving. Yin Yoga is not always for grieving. In the community in which I live, we've gone through a tragedy. A 16-year-old boy lost his life. And it's the second one during this school year. It's been pretty hard on the community. I can't imagine what the family's going through, and his friends and everyone else that is associated with them. I'm sure everyone's having a rough time. So I wanted to use this time to go within our bodies and help us to relieve any type of grief that we may have, any type of traumas that we might have gone through, whether in this lifetime or past lifetimes. We have a huge heart healing that is happening. And I feel like this healing even started on Sunday. We had the summer solstice that also launched on Sunday. It was also Father's Day. And we have a big healing of the masculine energy that is happening. And I think it's so important. It doesn't matter what your bits are, right? We all have masculine and feminine in all of us. And the masculine is going through a big healing process. And I just wanted to share, maybe it's just remind you that it is okay for when emotions come up. It's okay to feel weak. It's okay for when we don't feel enough. It's okay. It's okay when we don't feel strong enough to deal with whatever we're facing, and it's okay for us to get the help that we need. And there are a lot of people out there that do love you, and even when you feel that you don't have that support. And my belief, and if it's not your belief, it's, we all have our own belief systems. It helps me. I believe we all have a team of angels and guides who are there to support us. And we can ask them for guidance. We can ask them for love and assistance and to take our burdens. And, but I'm sure there is some people in your life that you can also call upon, or at least resources out there, organizations that you can go to get the help that you need when you're not feeling strong enough to deal with whatever you're dealing with. So please don't go through it alone if you're feeling that way. So before we start, I'm going to pull a card, and then we'll get going with this. So you can see I have a fire going on in the background. I'm so grateful for that. Temperatures really drop here. It's actually quite chilly outside, but I think it's perfect to bring in all the different elements right now during this week. So trying to bring in the fire and water and air and ether, and am I forgetting any? So you guys are going to be taking in the element of fire. And who knows, we might even get some lion's breath going on today, release some stuff. So we'll see what messages channel through during the session, or it might be really quiet. We'll have to see, okay? So what do we need? What's the message that we need here to go along? Oh, okay. I pulled the abundance card. So this is a reminder that no matter what you're facing right now, you are abundant. And when we're facing a loss or we're just having some type of issue in our life, we tend to focus on what's wrong, right? That's where our focus is. And so that's where our attention goes, is where our energy flows, and it's a reality that we create based on where our intention is. But the abundance card from the angels are just saying you are abundant in many areas of your life. And if we practice gratitude, it can and bring those things that are abundant for us, to the forefront. It can help us to create more abundant energy and direct our focus there. But if you are going through some type of grief right now, it's important for you to name your emotions and embrace those emotions and allow yourself to grieve and allow those emotions to flow. And if you feel like crying, cry. If you feel like screaming into a pillow or punching a pillow, do that. You need to embrace all those emotions rather than pushing them down. And that masculine side has been told for centuries, push it down, suck it up, stiff upper lip, right? But no, today's class is going to help us to embrace and to flow with them, okay? So let's get going. Let's do some Yin Yoga. So we're going to meet on the mat, and we're going to meet in child's pose, okay? Is my sound on? Yeah? Okay. I hope the sound is okay. I love this being interactive. So if you need to be able to send a message or whatever, let me know. If the sound is not good at the, let me know that the sound is not good. And if you need it louder or quieter, it's tinny. I've been having issues with my sound lately, but I think Mercury is out of retrograde as of today. Whoop, whoop. So maybe my sound will be perfect. Okay. Okay, so for your child's pose, you can either have your knees together to touch, here is Chewy, or your knees at opposite edges of the mat. You can bring your toes together to touch. Okay, Chewy, move along, mister. And then you're gonna reach forward with your fingertips and bring that forehead right down to the mat. Breathing in and out through your nose. If Ujjayi breath is part of your practice, activate that now. And that's just when on your breath out, you gently constrict the back of your throat so your breath out will sound like the waves of the ocean. If your knees are out at the outer edges of the mat, feel the opening in your hips. Bring your attention to your hips. You can send some breath there, whatever that means to you. And on your breath out, just provide your hips the permission just to open a little further, feeling the love of the pose. Reaching your fingertips a little bit more. I need to adjust my knee there. I want to make sure that you are comfortable. So if you ever need adjustments, just listen to your body. Adjust the pose in a way that works best for you. I'm sending some breath to my upper and middle back right now because I'm feeling some tightness, but I would love to have some relief. So I'm sending some breath. And on the breath out, I'm allowing the muscles in my back to receive the love and light through my breath, helping it to open. In Yin Yoga, you hold poses for a long time. It can be anywhere from 3 minutes to 6 minutes. If you ever feel that you've had enough within the pose, then listen to your body and move into something else that feels better for you. You can bring attention to your ankles and see how they feel right now. If you need to adjust them, create the adjustments to create more ease and flow within your body. Nice, deep, cleansing breaths. We're going to move into puppy pose. So you're going to come up onto your hands and knees. You can bring your knees about shoulder width apart. Toes are just coming back. Oh, I noticed that twitch. I'm cut off. You can't even see my mat. So let me just adjust that. If you know puppy pose, you can start moving into that now. But otherwise, let's try to, why can't I get my mat? I think I'll have to move my mat back. Is that a little better? It's good here. Okay, I think that's better. Okay. So legs shoulder width apart. Your bum's gonna stay high. Reach forward with your hands. Bring your heart down towards the mat. And if it feels good for you, you're gonna aim for your chin down to the mat. It might put too much pressure on your shoulders. So if that's the case, you can bring your nose to the mat. You can just bring your forehead to the mat as you would for child's pose. So just choose a position that works best for you today. Adjust it as you need. Your toes can be curled under, or you can have the tops of your feet flat on the mat. If there's anything you're wanting to release specifically today, any emotions, patterns, the fire will help us to burn that away today. Let's come back up to hands and knees. Now, oh, someone's saying hi, whoever. Oh, all right, so we're going to shift gears here. We're going to tuck our toes under, push yourself up to downward dog. Okay, we're going to hang out on our downward dog just a little bit. We're going to push our heart towards our thighs. You can pedal out the backs of your heels down to the ground. Just gently warming up the Achilles, the calves, the hammies. You can bend the knees, push your heart towards your mat, and then push both heels down. All right, we're gonna breathe in and raise the right leg up. Breathe out, we're gonna bring this leg all the way forward to the outside of the right hand. Okay, now we can hang out here for a little bit. You can come up onto your fingertips if you like. pushing your heart forward. And then we're going to dip that left leg down to the mat. And we're starting to dig in to that hip flexor. Now, you can keep your curls toed under. You can keep your toes curled under or flatten that back foot or curls your toes, right? Whatever I was saying. Okay, so you can stay in this position here. Now, but I want you to listen to your body. So, you can go a little bit deeper if you like. You can bring that right foot even further over to the right if you want. You can also bring that foot onto its side. So the right leg, let me move out of the way so you can see it. That foot can be on the blade edge. You can even take that right hand and push it open. I'm going to bring my other hand back here. So you can do that if you like, or just stay in this position. Or you can come down lower. Now, if you have blocks or a pillow or rolled up blanket, you can come down lower, sitting down. If you feel lower, then you don't need to use the block. You can come right down here. So sending breath to that right hip. You don't have to have this right foot on the blade edge, so listen to your ankle. See how that feels for you. Use your breath to open up that hip. We tend to carry a lot of emotions in our hips, so let's help our hips to relieve some of those emotions. Let's allow the fire to help us to build confidence, to embrace all that we are. Embrace our emotions. Embrace our grieving. Embrace wherever we are at.
Are you watching?
Use your breath to help your body to open. These poses. Directing them at me right now. How long are we freaking gonna stay in this pose? But for Yin Yoga, we stay in them longer. Just about another minute. Okay, come on up. Then we're going to take that right foot, bring it across to the other side of the mat. Now, we're going to be going into swan or pigeon pose. So you really have to listen to your body. So the typical swan or pigeon, your foot or your leg is going directly across the mat. If it's going directly across, you want to try to keep this foot flexed, and that will offer some protection to your knee. Or you might need to bring your foot nice and close to your groin or somewhere in between. I find it so much better. I'm bringing my foot closer to my groin. It just works better for my body. And in this case, then you're placing the pressure into your pinky toe on this right side, okay? I'm just gonna move up a little bit more on my mat. Now our bodies are made up very differently, right? And some of us can be extremely tight or extremely mobile, right? We can be uber flexible. So we need to pay attention to all that. Now, aim is to have your right hip down on the mat. Mine does not touch. If I were to make it touch, I had to lean to the one side, and then this leg over here is opening up as opposed to being right over. So you want to try to keep it right over top. You're right over top on that, the top of the foot. And so I'm going to take a block and I'm going to stick it under my hip. And then I can consciously lean into that while keeping good form. If you're extremely over flexible in those hips, think about pushing the top of your foot down into the mat, so that's the back leg, and activating this leg, so using those quads to keep proper form, pulling up your chest. Okay, so you can think about all that, but if you're not super uber mobile, then you don't have to worry about that. Just listen to your body, see what works. So you can stay up here on your fingertips with your heart open, or you can come down lower. If you have a block or pillows, you can also come down and rest your arms onto the blocks or pillows. Or you can come right down onto the mat like this. If it feels good for you, you can put your belly right down to the mat, or maybe your head down on your forearms. Sorry about the dog barking. I find at a point I can start getting antsy, just wanting the pose to end. So I'm gonna just breathe through it. I'm not in pain. If you're in pain, shift out of it. Get out of it immediately if you're in pain. All right, we can come back up onto our hands. I'm going to take that right leg and slide it back. I'm going to move the block over there. Let's just get ourselves back up into that downward dog and move that right leg in a way that it needs to be moved right now to get it flowing again. Maybe you want to do reaches, maybe some hip rolls. Okay. Let's do some breaths here where on the breath out, you can make some noise. You can even stick out your tongue and make some noise for lion's breath. Tucking in your belly. Nice. All right, I'm just bending my knees, pushing my heart towards my thighs and pushing my heels down, keeping my heart close. Okay, let's breathe in and lift the left leg up. Breathe out. Let's bring it forward and place it to the outside of that left hand. Let's just stay here a moment, keeping our heart up. You can come up on your fingertips if you like. Take a couple of breaths here. When you're ready, drop that right knee down. Nice, juicy hip flexor stretch there. You can either keep those toes tight or flatten those toes down. Or you can move your foot even further over to if you like. You don't have to do this. You can take that left hand and push that thigh open, and maybe that left foot is going onto the blade edge. You can either stay there or you can come deeper. So you can use blocks and you can come down and rest your arms on the block. Or you can go down even deeper, but listen to your body because one side might be a little bit different than the other side. You might be able to go deeper or not as deep. So just pay attention. So if you feel like you can go deeper, you can test that out. Use your breath. Send breath to that left hip, helping it to open further, releasing density and energy and any emotions that might be blocked into the joints. Allow the fire to help burn this off, helping the energy to flow. Okay, we can come back up onto our hands if you feel like you want. Now we're going to take this left leg across the mat. Again, you can have it directly across for pigeon or swan pose. If you are going to have it directly across, flex that foot so you can protect that knee. Otherwise, you can bring your left foot as close to your groin as it is comfortable for you. So whatever feels best for you. Your back leg is going straight behind you. The top of the foot is just pressing against the mat. You can be up on your fingertips if you like, or flat on the palms of your hand. You're pushing your heart forward. Now my left hip, you can see it's up off the ground. So I'm going to use a block to help relieve some of that space. Now I feel like even this hip is higher up off the ground than the other one. So I'm just going to acknowledge that. I'm also listening to my knee joint here. So you always want to pay attention to all your joints and see what is working, what's not working, make adjustments. Now you can come down lower into the pose. And again, pay attention to the depth of what feels good for your body. And it might be different on each side. Continue to breathe in and out through the nose, send any areas that feel tight. If anything is painful, back out of it right away. My left knee is telling me to get up, so I need to relieve some pressure on that right now. So I'm going to listen to that. You can stay in it. Stay in it a way that feels best for you. Okay, I'm going to take that left leg and slide it back. We're going to go back into our left leg, the love that it needs. Okay. Come down onto your knees. We're going to go into fish pose. Now, you can do a supported fish pose if you have some blocks, or you could roll up a pillow. So for blocks, you can put one that's going to go directly at between your shoulder blades. So we're going to have it there. And then you can have a second block on its side. And that's where your head is going to touch down. So I'll show you a few different ways, but just find the one that works for you and you can just hang out into that pose. So this is one way of doing it. The tricky part is just getting it right in between your shoulder blades and then dropping your head down. So your heart is open. You can have your arms at your sides, maybe your palms up. Just your heart for healing. And then you can draw your legs straight. So that's one option. If that feels good for you, stay there. I do like that supported fish pose. That feels good. But you might need even more support. So let's see here. Okay. So you can even use a bolster. Either way. Now, my bolster is quite long because I have a fairly long body, so I got a long one. So this one even supports my head. So my head is on here. If you have any neck issues, then you want that head to be fully supported. And you don't have to be cranking it up. If you have a shorter one, you might be able to have your head off of the bolster, but only if that's best for you right now. So this is another way to do fish pose. It's a little more gentler on your neck. And you can stay there if that feels good for you. Or you can have it unsupported. If you don't have any of those props and you have a strong neck, you can put your fingertips under your bum, bring your forearms down, and then bring your head down and rest it on the crown, opening up your heart. I've definitely been drawn to comfort foods today. I think because of the grieving. And I'm gluten-free, but yesterday I was really drawn to gluten-free. It's a type of Oreo cookie, but they're called coutus. So I had a couple of those today. I also had some curried rice, and I have to watch my starchy type of intake. And but that felt right for me today for sure. I needed that comfort food. Now you can find your way down to the mat out of fish pose. You might even be rolling to the side if you're on any type of equipment. Let's just take a big stretch, reaching our fingers up and our feet in the opposite direction. Bring your arms out into a T and bring your knees into your chest. And let's do a bit of rocking and rolling right now. If this doesn't feel good for you, then just make your way up to a seated position. Can do one last time if you like. All right. Now let's straighten out our legs. Did you hear that knee crack? I heard that knee crack. All right, so we're going to straighten out the legs. And if you have a bolster or pillows or a blanket, you can roll and put on your legs. We're going to do a supported staff pose, and this will help us to be able to chill out in this pose. So let's breathe in as we raise our arms up. Breathe out, hinge at the hips, reaching forward, reach, reach, reach towards your toes, and fold. So you're just going to settle into this pose, getting super comfy. Your arms can be wherever you want, wherever they feel good for you, but just chill out and breathe. Okay, you can come back up to a seated position. Tall spine. Let's roll those shoulders back. All right, I'm going to lose the bolster here. And bring your feet into cobbler's pose or butterfly pose. And we're going to make our way down to the mat. We're going to combine this pose with Shavasana. So you can hold on to your knees, tuck in that belly, slow. It doesn't matter if your knees are up off the ground. See, mine are up off the ground. Some people's will be right on the ground. Others might feel quite high. That's okay. We're all at different levels of mobility within our hips, flexibility. Now you can have one hand on your heart if you like. One hand either on your solar plexus or on your sacral chakra in between your hips. So you can choose a hand positioning that feels best for you. If you rather have your arms out to the sides, go for it. You can even have your arms up in goalpost, right? Cactus pose, or out in a T. So just choose an arm positioning that feels best for you. Breathing in and out through the nose. You can picture a spinning wheel of pink energy at your heart chakra, providing you with beautiful self-love. Before you can be there for other people in your life, you need to fuel yourself. You need to be there for yourself. You need to do things that are best for you to help and loved and rejuvenated. Please remember to take care of you. Nice, deep cleansing breaths in and out through the nose. If you like, you can have your breath out last longer than your breath in, helping you to really dip into that parasympathetic nervous system. You can bring those knees up towards the ceiling. Straighten those legs out. Reach your arms up above your head. Big breath out with a sigh. And do that again if that feels good for you. Breathe in. Breathe out with a sigh. Whenever you're ready, you can roll onto one side into a fetal position. And in your own timing, eyes can be closed or open. You can slowly make your way up to a seated position. Take some time to settle into your seated position. Breathing in and out through your nose. Let's breathe in as we raise our arms up above our heads. Breathe out as we bring our hands to our hearts. Let's do that again. Breathe in, raise those arms up. Breathe out, hands to your heart. Bring your thumbs to your forehead. May you have kind thoughts and intentions today. Bring your thumbs to your lips. May you speak kind words to yourself and to others. Bring your thumbs to your heart. May your heart be filled with love, joy, peace, and gratitude. From my light to your beautiful, amazing light. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are ever feeling alone and you can't handle whatever life is dishing you, please reach out and get support. There's a lot of agencies out there, people you can call up on the phone, or you can send an email and then they call you back. I'm sure there's maybe some other friends or family members that you feel safe with that you can reach out to. It's okay when you don't feel like you're enough, and you're human. And it's okay when we have the depth of emotions that are brimming up. Doesn't matter whether you're male or female, what bits you have. We're all human and we have a masculine and feminine side. And it's important for us to embrace our emotions. Emotions are a barometer of what's working for us and what's not working for us. And when things aren't working for us, it means we need to make some changes. But sometimes we need help to make those changes. You have to make them on your own, but sometimes you need support. And if you're ever interested or a healing session with me, you can reach out. You can go to my website, which is channels. You can go to my Instagram, the.joyful.yogini, and in my bio is my link tree, and that can take you to all my social media channels if that's something you're interested in. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, from my light to yours, namaste. We got messages. King's in the house. What's talking in the background? Oh, sorry, King. We have homeschooling going on here. So my son is actually just in the kitchen doing his online schooling. So my apologies for that. I'm hoping in September we won't have to worry about that. And oh, Donna Puestas is in the house. Hi, I love yoga. Awesome. Do yoga underwear. It's more natural. Do yoga underwear. You mean yoga in underwear? You hit on yoga. Thank you. I'm Donna Puestas. I am glad that you like. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Tomorrow's Wednesday, and on Wednesday, I do Intuition Wednesday, where you get to practice your own intuition. So I will be doing that live on YouTube channel, which is the Joyful Yogini. I'll also be doing it live on Reddit, so you can catch me there for Intuition Wednesday. Practice, strengthen your intuition by feeling into the energy of the cards, and I find it a lot of fun. And then at this time, you also get a channeled reading too, which is pretty cool. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to say goodbye to, oh wait, there's another message up on Twitch. Can you do the next live yoga underwear like this? No, I don't think I can do it in underwear. Thank you. That is a compliment. I'll take that as a compliment. But I don't think I could do that. Now, I have done it in lingerie before. It wasn't too crazy. More like burlesque type of outfit, which was kind of fun. Best two Ryan's in the house. Woohoo! All right. Well, thank you. I'm so glad you joined me. Ooh, got a crazy black hair there. Thank you for joining me. It's awesome to have your support. And if you're new to my channels, like, subscribe, share. I would totally love that support. So thank you. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, Wednesday, for Intuition Wednesday. Bye, everybody.